Your dog forgives you every single day. But there are some things most owners do without ever realizing, that your dog never truly forgets. Think about the last time your dog looked at you, really looked at you. Those eyes hold something most people spend their whole lives trying to earn from other humans. Complete, total, unquestioning love. And yet, there are moments when that look changes. When the tail doesn't wag. When they walk away quietly instead of coming close. You probably thought nothing of it, but your dog? Your dog remembered. Here's what nobody tells you. Dogs don't process the world the way we do. They don't shake things off after a few minutes. They don't rationalize, reason, or reframe. They feel deeply, instinctively, and permanently. And when you do something that breaks their trust, their sense of safety, or their understanding of you as their person, it leaves a mark. A real one. Most people think they're great dog owners. They feed them, walk them, love them. And maybe you are. But there are 6 specific things, 6 moments, that can quietly damage the bond between you and your dog in ways you might never see coming. And the worst part? Most of these things feel completely harmless to us. You're not failing your dog on purpose, but your dog doesn't know that. This changes everything once you understand it. Because the moment you see your dog's world through their eyes, the moment you realize how differently they process your actions, you become the owner they always needed you to be. And they'll feel it. I promise you they will feel it. In this video, we're going to cover 6 things your dog will never forgive, even if you think they're nothing. Some of these will surprise you. A few might make you feel guilty. And number 5 is something almost every dog owner does, and almost none of them ever connect it to why their dog seems distant or anxious. Stay with me until the end, because what I share in the final point might be the most important thing you hear all year. Not just for your dog, but for you. Punishing them after the fact. This one is where it gets serious, and where most dog owners get it completely wrong. You come home. There's a mess on the floor, a chewed up cushion, maybe worse. And you look at your dog, and you see that guilty look, the flattened ears, the low tail, the slow belly crawl across the floor, and you think, they know what they did. So you raise your voice. You say, bad dog. Maybe you grab them by the collar and point at the mess. It feels right. It feels like they understand. But here's the truth, and this one is hard to hear. Your dog has no idea why you're upset. None. Dogs live in a window of awareness of about 30 to 90 seconds. Anything that happened before that window? It's gone. What that guilty look actually is, and research has confirmed this repeatedly, is a stress response to your body language. Your dog sees you tense, sees your face change, hears your tone shift, and they immediately try to appear small and non-threatening. They're not confessing. They're scared. They don't know why you're angry. They only know you are. What this does over time is devastating. Your dog begins to associate your arrival home, your presence, with unpredictable danger. They love you. They need you. But something about when you walk through the door makes their body fill with fear before they've done a single thing wrong. You've been doing this wrong without knowing it. And the bond you think you're protecting by correcting them, you're quietly wearing it down every single time. Most people don't realize that the punishment isn't teaching the lesson. It's just teaching fear, forcing them into situations that terrify them. You love socializing your dog. You want them to be confident, friendly, well-rounded. So when you take them to the dog park and they freeze, when they press against your leg or try to pull away, you think they just need to push through it. So you push them forward. You tell them they're fine. You laugh a little, maybe say, stop being silly. You mean well. You genuinely mean well. But your dog is trying to tell you something. In that moment, their entire nervous system is screaming danger. Their heart is pounding. Their body is flooded with stress hormones. And the one creature in the entire world they trust above everything else just pushed them directly into the thing that's terrifying them. That is not a small thing to a dog. That is a betrayal at the deepest biological level. Safety is the most primal need any living creature has. And their safety was supposed to be you. Dogs who are repeatedly forced into overwhelming situations don't build confidence. Research in animal behavior shows clearly that flooding, exposing an animal to something frightening without the ability to escape, dramatically increases anxiety and erodes trust. What your dog learns is not that the scary thing is safe. What they learn is that you won't protect them when it matters most, and that quiet understanding, that realization, changes how they see you in ways that take months of patience to undo. Your dog is trying to tell you something. Are you listening? Using their name as a punishment. This one seems small. This one will shock you once you understand it. When your dog is doing something wrong, what do you say? You say their name. Max, no, Riley, stop. Their name comes out hard, loud, sharp. You use it when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you want them to stop doing the very thing they're doing. Here's what you don't realize. Your dog's name is supposed to be the most powerful positive signal in their entire world. It's supposed to mean something wonderful is about to happen. Come here. I have something good for you. But when you attach that name to correction, to anger, to frustration, to punishment, you begin to contaminate it. You're rewiring the emotional response that name triggers in their brain. And slowly, without you ever intending it, your dog starts to hesitate when you call their name. They look at you sideways. They don't come running anymore. Professional trainers will tell you this. A dog whose name predicts good things is a dog who comes when called, who looks at you with ears up and tail alive. A dog whose name predicts anger is a dog who avoids eye contact, who slows down instead of speeding up, who has learned that hearing their own name might mean something bad is coming. The science of classical conditioning makes this crystal clear. Name plus negative emotion, repeated enough times, equals a dog who is afraid of the very sound of themselves. That's not just a training problem. That's a heartbreak. Okay, I need you to stay with me here, because what comes next is where most people completely lose the plot on dog ownership. The next 3 points are the ones almost nobody talks about. They look like nothing. They feel like nothing. But to your dog, they are everything. And I promise you, by the time we get to number 6, you're going to look at your dog in a completely different way. Don't skip ahead. The order matters. Staring them down when they're already stressed. You've probably heard that eye contact with dogs builds connection, and with a calm, trusting dog who loves you, it does. But most people don't realize that in dog language, a hard, unblinking stare directly into another dog's eyes is one of the clearest signals of confrontation. It means, I am a threat. Prepare yourself. When your dog is already stressed, when they're anxious, cornered, overstimulated, or uncertain, and you lean in, hold eye contact, and don't look away, you are speaking the language of dominance and threat to an animal that is already on the edge. Veterinary behaviorists have documented this clearly. Dogs in stressful situations who are held with hard eye contact show dramatically elevated cortisol and heart rate. They are not connecting with you. They are fighting every instinct they have not to snap, not to bolt, not to panic. The people who do this almost always do it out of love. They're trying to communicate calm. They think they're saying, look at me, everything is okay. But their dog is hearing something completely different. Their dog is hearing, I see you, I'm not backing down. What are you going to do? And for a dog who already trusts you completely, this specific kind of confusion, love mixed with what feels like threat, is one of the most disorienting and damaging experiences they can have. You've been doing this wrong, and it costs more than you know, ignoring their signals over and over again. This is the one that almost every dog owner does. And this is the one that breaks something quietly, slowly, invisibly, until one day, your dog has simply stopped trying to tell you anything at all. Dogs communicate constantly. Constantly. The yawn when you crowd them. The lip lick when a stranger gets too close. The whale eye, that sideways glance where you can see the white of their eye when they're deeply uncomfortable. The stiff body. The slow tail. The subtle lean away. These are called calming signals, and they are your dog's most honest, most direct attempt to communicate their inner world to you. They're not being dramatic. They're not being difficult. They're talking to you in the only language they have, and most people miss every single one, not out of cruelty, out of not knowing, out of looking at their phone, out of being busy, out of assuming the dog is fine because the dog isn't making noise. But here's where it becomes unforgivable in your dog's world. When a dog signals discomfort and nothing changes. When they tell you again and again that something is wrong and you keep not hearing it, they eventually stop signaling altogether. And then something else takes over. Because a dog who has given up communicating peacefully is a dog who has only one option left. A growl, a snap, a bite. And then everyone is shocked. He came out of nowhere. He didn't. He talked to you 100 times. You just never heard him. Your dog never stopped talking to you. You just stopped learning their language. Breaking a promise. I know. Dogs don't understand promises the way we do. They don't understand the word. But they understand something far deeper than language. They understand patterns. Consistency. The reliability of you. Every single day, your dog builds a mental model of who you are. They learn that when you pick up the leash, a walk happens. They learn that when you sit in a certain spot, you stay there long enough for them to settle beside you. They learn that the sound of your car in the driveway means their favorite person in the world is home. These aren't just habits. These are the architecture of your dog's entire sense of safety and belonging. You are their whole world, not part of it, the whole thing. So when you consistently ignore them in favor of your phone, when you promise a walk and cancel it every single day, when you're physically present but emotionally completely gone, your dog feels it, not as disappointment the way a human would, but as a slow, creeping uncertainty, a growing instability in the one thing they built their life around, you. Studies in canine attachment show that dogs form bonds nearly identical in emotional structure to the bonds children form with their primary caregivers. When that figure becomes unpredictable, present but unavailable, loving but distracted, dogs show measurable increases in anxiety, stress behaviors, and emotional withdrawal. This is where it gets deeply serious. Because your dog will never ask you to put the phone down. They will never tell you they needed more of you today. They will just quietly adjust. They will lower their expectations of you, the way only creatures who love unconditionally can. They will still be there when you call. They will still wag when you finally look up. But something will have softened in them. Something will have pulled back just slightly from the fullness of what they were capable of giving you. And you may never even notice until the day you reach down for them and realize the warmth you always counted on has dimmed just a little. Your dog gives you everything. Every single day. Every morning they wake up, and without conditions, without grudges, without keeping score, they choose you. That is the most extraordinary thing another living being can do. Don't let the ordinary moments of distraction steal what is, without question, one of the most pure relationships you will ever have in your life. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Your dog is not asking you to be perfect. They never were. They don't need a perfect owner. They need a present one. A paying attention one. One who learns their language, who respects their fear, who keeps their names sacred, and who shows up, really shows up in the small moments that string a life together. None of the 6 things we talked about today come from bad intentions. They come from not knowing, and now you know. That's the shift. That's the entire game. Because the love your dog has for you is already there. Massive, and unconditional, and completely unearned. What you get to do now is become worthy of it. Intentionally. Every single day. Go look at your dog right now. Not quickly. Really look. See the way they hold themselves near you. Notice how they track your movement through a room. Understand that every one of those small moments is your dog saying in the only way they know how, "You are my world." Don't let today be the day you take that lightly. If this video made you see your dog a little differently, If even one of these points hit you somewhere real, please share it with someone who loves their dog. They deserve to know this too. And if you want more videos like this, honest, science-backed, deeply human content about the animals who give us everything, hit subscribe. Because there's so much more I want to share with you. And your dog will thank you for it.